गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जाय नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अश्वतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अश्वतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अश्वतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जाय नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुतर शत शिशुमर भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुतर शत शिशुमर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षोर बाबूजी महाराज की जाय नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जाय श्री रूपानुवर्य गुरु वर्ग की जाय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जाय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय नाम अचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जाय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जाय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय जय श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जाय श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय श्री द Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada की जय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण everybody dandavat pranams Hare Krishna Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji Shubhananda Prabhu and Krishna Mai Didi and Ganga Mataji Vidya Lalasa Didi and whoever else is watching there on YouTube and Facebook. Hari Bol. All right, so the reason why I'm starting late today is because I was just preparing the posting on our Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti group mailing list. I think most of you here are on that, right? If you're not, and you'd like to receive I send out an ebook, like a EPUB, and also the article that we're going to be reading. And yeah, I was just trying to prepare it, and I just sent it now. So if anybody wants to get the article that I sent, which we're going to be reading tomorrow in our Ishtagoshti program tomorrow, then let me know, and I can forward you the email I just sent out. All right. Tomorrow we're going to be reading an article by my Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti-Priyan Keshav Goswami and Srila Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. All right. So what am I looking for? Okay. We'll do a quick Mangala Charan. I'm not going to, yeah. Ajnanatirandhasya. Oops, I'm not plugged in. Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Shri Guruve Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Avatirno Sakarunyo Parichinno Sarishvaro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Lakshmi Kanta Jaya Jaya Nityananda Vallabha Jaya Jaya Nityananda Vallabha Ekanta Jaya Jaya Vaikunta Ishwar Nyasi Raj Jaya 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 Bhakata Samaj. Jai Jaya Patita Pavana Gaura Chandra Dan Deho Hridaye Tomar Pada Dvanda Shesha-khaṇḍa Katha Bhai Shuno Ek Chitte Nīlācala Gaura Chandra Aila Jemote Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Jaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptastakama Ditaranga Madhye Kripa Maitam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, sorry. All right, so the glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. I'm just going to read the last verse because we're late. Shahaje vichitra madhur Chaitanya vihar Vrindavana dasa mukhe amriter dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they're described by Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Śrī Sachinandan Gaur. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, jai Śrī Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Śrī Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. All right, so I am going to skip the summary today and we'll read it tomorrow. But I'm just going to read the translations of the first 20 verses that we went through yesterday, and then we'll continue on from where we left off. I worship the two brothers, Śrī Krishna Chaitanya and Śrī Nityananda, who have descended in this world as the supreme controllers. They have appeared in covered forms as the embodiments of mercy. O my Lord, you are eternally existing in the past, present, and future. Namastrikala Satyaya. Yet you are the son of Jagannath Mishra. I offer my repeated obeisances unto you, along with your associates, your sons, your consorts. So who are the sons? No, wait, first, who are the associates? That means your devotee servants. Who is Mahaprabhu's sons? Means the Goswami disciples are the process of devotional service, such as Sankirtan. Sankirtanaika Pitaro, right? We read that. And your consorts, who either refers to Gaur Lakshmi Priya Vishnu Priya or Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Narahari, Gaur Ramananda, Gaur Jagadananda. Like, those are his consorts. Depends if you're on the Archan Marg or Bhajan Marg. Okay. All glories to Śrī Krishna Chaitanya, the beloved Lord of Lakshmi. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, who is most dear to Nityananda. All glories to the Lord of Vaikuntha and the King of Sannyasis. All glories to the devotees of the Lord. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the deliverer of the fallen. O Lord, please place your lotus feet within my heart. O brothers, hear with full attention the topics of this Antya-khaṇḍa, which describes Lord Gaurachandra's arrival in Jagannath Puri. After accepting sannyas, the Lord of Vaikuntha spent the night in Kantak Nagar, or Katwa. Immediately after the Lord accepted sannyas, he instructed Mukunda to perform kirtan. The Lord called out, "Bolo, bolo, chant, chant," and began to dance. His servants surrounded him, and all began to sing. It is impossible to describe the unlimited transformations of ecstatic love, like heavy breathing, laughing, perspiring, trembling, hairs standing on end, and roaring that manifest in the Lord. The Lord's loud roaring sounded like that of 10 million lions. Everyone became frightened as he crashed to the ground. The Lord of Vaikuntha lost his danda and kamandalu as he became intoxicated in his own love. While dancing, the Lord grabbed his spiritual master and embraced him with great satisfaction. Having received the Lord's merciful embrace, Keshav Bharati became filled with ecstatic love, with prem bhakti. Throwing his danda and kamandalu away, the fortunate Keshav Bharati danced and chanted, "Hari, Hari." In the mellows of ecstatic love and prem ras, Keshav Bharati lost external consciousness. He rolled on the ground and his clothes became disarrayed. On seeing the Lord bestow mercy on Keshav Bharati, everyone loudly chanted the name of Hari. As the Lord happily danced with his guru, the Lord's servants also all sang with great pleasure. The best of the sannyasis danced with that personality whom the four Vedas are unable to see through meditation. All right, so that's where we read up to yesterday. And Hari Mohini Didi, would you be able to close the door? Okay. 1 second, let me just open up the content. Hari Bol Champak Mataji. And Raseshwari Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Kishore Prabhu, and Rasa Priya Didi. Hare Krishna. Oh, and sometimes people think I'm leaving them out, but I'm not. I don't see your name unless you write a comment on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah, if you write anything there, then I'll see who you are. I can only see comments. I can't see actually the people who are joining. Okay. Keshava Bharati Pade Bahu Namaskar Ananta Brahmandanat Shishya Rupe Jan. Oh, and just one thing I want to mention. Yeah, so as you've probably seen me writing comments like a few times about how every single one of the live streams I do has been blocked from Facebook. Now it's been pretty much, I think it's the last 6 live streams I've done have been blocked on Facebook. But I just checked, I have another Facebook page called the Daily Caitanya-bhāgavata. I just posted the link to it on my Facebook page. And usually nobody sees it. Like it doesn't usually get any likes or views or anything, but it looks like the videos aren't getting blocked. So if you are on Facebook and after the video is finished and you're not able to see it again and you missed it and you want to see it later and you don't want to go to YouTube, then you can go to Daily Caitanya-bhāgavata. And the link to it is facebook.com/Daily Bhāgavata. Daily Bhāgavata. That's how you'll find it. And you'll also find it on my YouTube, on my Facebook page. I just shared the link to it. Right. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with Facebook. They think everything I'm plagiarizing, like Universal Studio soundtracks and stuff like that. Really weird. Okay. Keshava Bharati Pade Bahu Namaskar Ananta Brahmandanat Shishya Rupe Jan. I repeatedly offer obeisances at the feet of Keshav Bharati, whose disciple is the Lord of innumerable universes. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Another reading for Bahu, many, is Rahu, let me offer. In the Purusha Shukta of the Shveta Shvetashvatara Upanishad 4:4, it is stated as follows. Om etavan asya mahima ato jyayangscha purusha padosya vishva bhutani tripadasya divi. The past, present, and future universes are manifestations of the Lord's powers, but the Lord himself is much greater. All the living beings of the universe are but 1/4 portion, and the eternal nature of in the spiritual sky exists in 3/4 portion. I didn't know that was part of the Purusha Sukta. I've never understood that though, because isn't the spiritual world unlimited? And so how could it be measured by size? But I guess I have no idea. It's always been something I've never understood. In the Narad Pancharatra 2:239, 2:2 verse 39 and 99, it is stated, Mahavishnu Sholomnang cha Vivareshu Pratak Pratak Brahmandani Chapar Pratyekam Asankhyani Chanarada. Innumerable universes emanate from the pores of Mahavishnu's body. O Narad, vast reservoirs of water issue from his bodily pores and enter each of those universes. Sa eva cha Mahavishnu Krishnasya Paramatmana Shodasangsho Bhāgavata Parasya Prakrite Para. Lord Mahavishnu, who is beyond the material creation, is only 1/16th portion of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul. In the Brahma Samhita 5:35, it is stated as follows. And wait, why is it mentioning all this? Okay, the Lord of innumerable universes, Ananta Brahmananath. So it's explaining that. Ananta Brahmananath. Okay. Eko pyasora chaitum jagaranda kotim yachchaktirasti jagaranda chayayadanta andantarasta paramanu chayantarastam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship the personality of Godhead, Govinda, who, by one of his plenary portions, enters into the existence of every universe and every particle of the atoms, and thus unlimitedly manifests his infinite energy all over the material creation. Keshav Bharati, whom Śrī Caitanya-dev made glorious by acting as his disciple and accepting him as a spiritual master, was most fortunate. Mahaprabhu made him glorious by acting as his disciple and accepting him as a spiritual master. He was most fortunate. Emata sarvaratri gurur sanghati nritya korilen vaikunter adhipati. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha passed the entire night dancing with his spiritual master. Prabhata hoile Prabhu bahya prakashiya cholilen guru sthane viday loya. In the morning, the Lord exhibited external consciousness. He approached his guru for permission to leave. Gaudiya Bhashya. Other readings for loya, to take, are koriya, to do, and hoya, to be. Aranye pravishtamui hoimu sarvatha prananata mor Krishna chandra paya jatha. So Mahaprabhu said, I must enter the forest to search for Sri Krishna Chandra, the Lord of my life. Guru bole ami ho cholibo tomar sange thakibo tomar sathe sankirtan range. His guru replied, I will go with you. I will stay with you and relish the ecstasy of Sankirtan. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Sankirtan is Krishna Katha. Relish the ecstasy of Krishna Katha. Kripa kori Prabhu sange loilen tane agre gur koriya cholila Prabhu bane. I think that's supposed to. Oh, it's supposed to say guru. Yeah, every now and then there's spelling mistakes in the Bengali. The Lord mercifully allowed him to accompany him. Keeping his guru in front, the Lord departed for the forest. Tabe Chandrasekhar Ācārya kole kori uchashware kandite lagila Gaurahari. Then Gaurahari embraced Chandrasekhar Ācārya and began to cry loudly. Grihe chalo tumi sarva Vaishnaver sthane, kohi o sabare ami cholilaya bane. Go home and inform all the Vaishnavas that I am going to the forest. Grihe chalo tumi dukh, na bhavi ho mane, tomar hridaye ami bandi sarva khane. Return home without feeling remorse, for I am always bound within your heart. Gaudiya Bhashya, another reading for Cholo Tumi, you go, is Jaha Kichu, whatever happens. So in other words, it would be, instead of returning home without feeling remorse, whatever happens, don't feel any remorse, for I am always bound within your heart. Tumi mor pita mui, nandan tomar, janma janma tumi prem sanghati amar. You are my father, and I am your son. You are my beloved associate, birth after birth. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word sanghati in the phrase preng sanghati means associate. So the phrase preng sanghati means beloved associate. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata is known as Śrī Gaurasundar's maternal uncle. Therefore, Mahaprabhu addressed him as father and established himself as the object of Chandrasekhar's vatsalya ras, or parental affection. He also revealed that in each of his incarnations, Chandrasekhar Ācārya maintains a reciprocation of loving exchanges in each of his incarnations, Chandrasekhar Ācārya maintains a reciprocation of loving exchanges with him. Śrī Gaurasundar is always bound in his heart. So the Lord told him to return to Mayapur and inform everyone about his departure for the forest. Consenting to the request of Keshav Bharati, the Lord kept him in front and performed Sankirtan as he followed behind. The heart of Śrī Caitanya Chandra was filled with intense feelings of separation for Lord Krishna. He chanted the names of Krishna as he began to walk in search of Krishna. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but in Mahaprabhu's Leela, everything, what is prominent among the devotees is Dasya Ras. But it seems like also there's other rasas in there, like Vatsalya Ras, maybe Sakhya, I don't know. But it's mixed with this mood of servitude of Dasya Ras. And, but there's no Madhur Ras from what I've understood. In Mahaprabhu's Leela, there's no Madhur Ras. Yeah, if anybody knows more on that topic, you can let me know. But I think I remember reading about that in our readings here. Ete ko boliya tane Thakur cholila, murcha gata hoy Chandrasekhar porila. After speaking in this way, the Lord departed, and Chandrasekhar fell unconscious to the ground. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Tane, him, is Tobe, then. Krishner achintya shakti bhujane na jai, ataiva she virahe prana rakha pai. The inconceivable potencies of Krishna cannot be understood. Therefore, even in that state of separation, he survived. Kaneka Chaitanya Pai, Śrī Chandrasekhar, Navadvīpa pratitingho gelen satvar. After shortly thereafter regaining his external consciousness, Śrī Chandrasekhar immediately left for Navadvīpa. Hare Krishna, Gopal Ganesham Prabhu, and Sudevi Didi. Hare Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Chaitanya in this verse refers to external consciousness. So after Chandrasekhar gained his external consciousness, he immediately went to Navadvīpa to inform the devotees. Tabe Navadvīpe Chandrasekhar aila, sabasthane kohilen, Prabhu bane gela. When Chandrasekhar arrived in Navadvīpa, he told everyone, the Lord has taken sannyas. Actually, it says here, Prabhu bane gela. It says the Lord went into the forest. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata mukhe shuni bhaktagan, arthanad kori shabe koren krandan. On hearing this news from Śrī Chandrasekhar, all the devotees began to cry pathetically. Koti mukha hoile o she shabvilap, varnite na parishe sabar anutap. Even if I had millions of mouths, I would be unable to describe their lamentation and repentance. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of She, that is ta, there. Advaita boloe mor, na rahe jivan, vidare pashana kashta shuni she krandan. Advaita Prabhu said, I cannot remain alive. Mor na rahe jivan. On hearing his cry, even stone and wood melted. Advaita shuniba matra hoila murchita, prana nahi dehe prabhu porila bhumita. As soon as Advaita heard this news, he fell unconscious to the ground, with no sign of life remaining in his body. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Advaita Shuniba Matra Hoila is Shuniya Hoila Matra Advaita. Both mean as soon as Advaita heard this news. And regarding that point about Dasya being prominent in Mahaprabhu's Leela, he says, I know that it is Dasyam with Mahaprabhu, but it is not the same Dasyam like that of Lakshmi Narayan. It is intimate Dasyam, Vishrambha Dasyam. Vishrambha Dasyam. Yes. Thank you, Bishop. Very important point. Shachi Devi Shokero Hilen Jada Hoya Kritrima Putali Jeno Ache Dandaya. In lamentation, Mother Shachi became stunned. She stood there like an artificial doll. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word dandaya means remain standing. Another reading for shoke in lamentation is bolo, speech. Bhakta patni arjata pativrata gan bhumite poriya sabe koren krandan. The devotees' wives and other chaste ladies fell to the ground crying. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for ar and is sub. All the devotees' wives and other chaste ladies. Advaita boloe ar ki karja jivane she heno thakur mor charilo jokhone. Advaita Prabhu said, Ar ki karja jivane, what is the use of this life? She heno thakur mor charilo jokhone. Jokon, when such a Lord has left me, more charilo. Pravishta hoimo aji sarvata gangai, dine loke dhoribek cholimo nishai. Today, I will certainly drown myself in the Ganga. People will stop me during the day, so I will go at night. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Aji today is Mui, I. E mata virahe shakal bhaktagan sabar hoilo boro chitta uchatan. In this way, the hearts of all the devotees were agitated with feelings of separation. Konamate chitte keho swastya nahi pai deho eri bare shobe chaheno shodai. They could not find any means to pacify their hearts, so they constantly desired to give up their lives. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word eribare means to give up. Another reading for chahin sodai, constantly desired, is nirabadi chai, always desired. Jadapi ho shabe parama mahadhir tabu keho kahare korite nare sthir. Although they were all most sober, mahadhir, they're very composed and sober, that was their nature, but none of them were able to pacify any of the others. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for kahare, anyone, is karo, anyone. Oh yeah, same meaning. But yeah, these most sober, grave devotees, they all became completely restless and were unable to pacify any of the others. Bhakta gana deho tyag, bhavila nishchoy, jani sabha prabodhi, akashvani hoy. When the devotees all resolved to give up their bodies, they heard solacing words from a voice in the sky, Akashvani. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Bhavila, thought, is Janiya, they decided. When they all decided to give up their bodies. Or Bhavya, thought, when they all thought to give up their bodies. Another reading for Jani, knowing, is Tobe. Tobe means then. Hare Krishna Paramahansa Prabhu and Rukmini Didi, Hare Krishna. Dukha na bhavi ho advaitadi bhaktagan sabe sukhe koro Krishna Chandra aradhan. Wait, so this is the devotees. Oh, no, this is the Akashvani, the voice from the sky. Voice from the sky says, O devotees headed by Advaita, do not feel saddened. You should all happily engage in the worship of Lord Krishna. She Prabhu e din dui chari vyaje, asya milibo toma sabar maje. The Akashvani continued. The Lord will return and meet you in 2 or 4 days. Gaudiya Bhashya. Since the devotees headed by Śrī Advaita were extremely unhappy due to Śrī Caitanya-dev's acceptance of sannyas, they resolved to give up their lives. At that time, they heard a voice from the sky telling them that Śrī Gaurasundar's enactment of the pastime of giving up the external dress of a devotee was only temporary. His pastime of accepting sannyas was for giving up the association of non-devotees. Another reading for Din Dui Chari, 2 or 4 days, is Dui Tin Chari, 2, 3, or 4. And another reading for Maje, amongst, is Samaje, in the community. The Akashvani said, Deho tyag keho kichu, na bhavi ho mane, purvavat shabe bihari be prabhu sane. Therefore, do not think about giving up your bodies. You will again enjoy pastimes with the Lord, like before. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Viharibe Prabhusane will enjoy with the Lord, vihariya ekasthane will enjoy together. Shuniya Akashvani Sarva Bhaktagan Dehotyag Pratishabe Chari Len Man. After hearing the voice from the sky, all the devotees gave up their plans to commit suicide. Kori Avalamban Prabhur, Kori Avalamban Prabhur Gunanam Shachi Bedi Bhaktagan Thake Abhiram. Accepting the Lord's qualities and names as their only solace, the devotees constantly remained in the company of Mother Shachi. Doesn't Bedi mean like encircled also? Oh wait, so it should be Beda. Surround, yeah. Enclose, surround. Tabe Gora Chandra Sanyasir Chudamani Cholila Paschima Mukhe Kori Hari Dwani. Thereafter, Gora Chandra, the crest jewel of sannyasis, headed west while chanting the name of Hari. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Sannyasir, of the sannyasi, is Sarvanyasi, of all sannyasis. Nityananda Gadadhar Mukunda Sanghati Govinda Paschate Agre Keshava Bharati. Keshav Bharati walked in front of the Lord. Govinda walked behind the Lord, and Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Mukunda walked along with the Lord. Cholilen Matra Prabhu Matta Singha Prai Lakha Koti Lok Kandi Pache Pache Dhai. As the Lord walked like a maddened lion, millions of people followed behind, crying. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of the first pache behind is Prabhur, of the Lord. So instead of pache pache, it could be Prabhur pache, right? Yeah. Prabhur pache dha. Chatur dige lok kandi vana bhangi jai sabare koren Prabhu kripa amayai. People shed tears and trampled down the forest as they came rushing from all directions. The Lord sincerely bestowed his mercy on them. Sabe grihe jaho giya loho Krishna naam. Sabar ho Krishna Chandra Dhan Pran. Return home and chant the names of Krishna. May Krishna Chandra become your wealth and life. Gaudiya Bhashya. Many devotees began to follow Sri Gaurasundar. He told all of them, "You should all return to your houses and worship Krishna by chanting his holy names. Then you will understand that Krishna Chandra is your wealth and life." The demigods are cheated from the mellows of Krishna consciousness. May those mellows of Krishna consciousness enter within mortal beings like you, who have different characteristics than the demigods. Brahma Shiva Shuka Dije Rasa Bancha Kore Heno Rasa Hok Toma Sabar Sharire. May your bodies be filled with the mellows of love desired by personalities like Brahma, Shiva, and Shukadev. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Kaivalya Upanishad 121, it is stated, Apani Paroham Achintya Shakti Pashyamyakshu Sashrinomi Ācārya. Although I have no hands or feet, I have inconceivable potencies. I have no eyes, but I see everything. I have no ears, but I hear everything. In his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam 6.16.11, Sri Madhvacharya has written as follows, Achintya Shaktitas Tach Chayud yujyate parameshitum. Yes, Gopal Ganesham Prabhu, were you going to say something? Oh, no. Okay. He is able to rule supreme. Sorry, he is able to rule supreme by his inconceivable energy. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 10:14-30, it is stated. Wait, and I just want to see. Okay. This is explaining. Brahma Shiva Shukadi Jay Rasa Kori. May your bodies be filled with the mellows of love desired by personalities like Brahma, Shiva, and Shukadev. Okay. So the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it is stated, this is from the prayers of Brahma. Tarastu me natasa bhuri bhago bhavetra tu vatirashcham yena hameko pibhavaj jananam bhutva nisheve tava padapalavam. My dear Lord, I therefore pray to be so fortunate that in this life as Lord Brahma or in another life, wherever I take my birth, I may be counted as one of your devotees. I pray that wherever I may be, even among the animal species, I can engage in devotional service to your lotus feet. Varashuni sarvaloka kande uchai sware, paravasha pray shave ailana ghare. On hearing the Lord's benediction, everyone cried loudly. As they then returned to their homes, they appeared to be controlled by someone else. Paravash. Radhe asi gora chandra hoila pravesh. Adyapi hoshe bhage dhanya Rāḍha-deśa. Gaurachandra then entered the province of Rāḍha-deśa, which, as a result of that good fortune, is glorified even today. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another name for Rāḍha-deśa is Rashtra Pradesh. It was a province situated far away from the administration that controlled it. Rāḍha-deśa, situated on the western bank of the Ganga, was called Rashtra Pradesh in Godapur, the capital of Bengal. Rāḍha-deśa bhumi joto dekhite sundar, chaturdike ashwata mandali manohar. The land of Rāḍha-deśa was beautified with enchanting banyan trees in all directions. Swabhav sundar sthan shobhe ka bhi gane, dekhiya avishta prabhu hoy she khane. On seeing herds of cows in that beautiful natural setting, the Lord immediately became absorbed in ecstasy. Hari Hari Boli Prabhu Arambhila Nritya Chaturdike Sankirtan Kore Sabhritya. The Lord began to dance and chant, Hari Hari. Then all his servants surrounded him and performed Sankirtan. Hunkar Garjana Kore Vaikunter Rai. Jagater chitta vritti shuni shodha pai. The hearts of all people in the world became purified on hearing the loud roaring of the Lord of Vaikuntha. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase shodha pai means became purified or attained purity. Other readings for shodha, purified, are shostya, healthy, or sadho, desire. E mata prabhu dhanya kori Rāḍha-deśa, sarvapate cholilen kori nrityavesh. In this way, the Lord made Rāḍha-deśa glorious by dancing in ecstasy on the various paths there. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for sarvapate cholilen is kori nrityavesh, that means dancing in ecstasy on the various paths there. So another meaning of that, a reading of that, is Patte chalilen kori prema nrityabesh. Dance down the road in ecstatic love. Okay, one is like on all the paths, or sarva patte, and all the different paths there, and one just means the path. Prabhu bole Vakreshwar, achen je bane, tatai jaimu mui thakimu nirjane. The Lord said, I will go to the forest where Vakreshwar is situated and stay there in solitude. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the place known as Vakreshwar, Vakreshwar Mahadev is situated. This place is situated in Rāḍha-deśa. The site of Vakreshwar is 16 miles west of Ahmedpur railway station in the district of Birbhum. Ahmedpur is 111 miles from Kolkata. Vakreshwar is a form of Lord Shiva. Every year, there's a huge festival during Shiva Ratri at this place. There are a few hot water kunds and a few cool water kunds at this place. This is also a Shakti Pit. After Sati, the wife of Shiva, gave up her body at Daksha's sacrifice, Shiva started dancing with her body. The world became threatened from his dance. So Vishnu used his Sudarshan chakra to cut Sati's body into pieces. Wherever her bodily parts fell, a temple was erected in commemoration. These pilgrimage sites are called Shakti Pits. Yes, in Mathura, they have, what is it? Kankali? No, Charchika Devi, I think it is. Forgot, yeah, Charchika. Etika bolia prema veshe chali jai, Nityananda adi sab pache pache dhai. After speaking in this way, the Lord proceeded on an After speaking in this way, the Lord proceeded on in ecstatic love. The devotees headed by Nityananda followed behind. Hare Krishna Nanda Patni Didi. Or Nanda Patni Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vidya Lalasa Didi, I'll have to come back to that question again because I'll have to look back at the verse and then I can't give you an answer right now. Arbhut Prabhur Nritya, Arbhut Kirtan, Shuni Matra Dhaya, Aise Sarvajan. On seeing the Lord's wonderful dancing and on hearing the wonderful kirtan, everyone came running. Jadyapi ho kona deshe nahi sankirtan, keho nahi deke Krishna premer krandan, tathapi prabhur deki arbhuta krandan, dandavat hoya poroye sarvajan. Although Sankirtan had never been performed anywhere in that province, and no one had ever seen anyone shed tears of ecstatic love for Krishna, when people saw the Lord's wonderful crying, they fell to the ground, offering him obeisances. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Yadyapiha, although, is Adyapiha, even today. Another reading of Hoya Poroye, that means fell on the ground, is Hoya Potte Pore, that means fell on the road. Yeah, in many different, the reason why I keeps on mentioning this, because in many different editions of Caitanya-bhāgavata, the wording will be different. This is very common in our different scriptures, because at that time it was scribes writing everything, and sometimes they would write it differently. It wasn't, yeah. Tathima de keho atyanta pamar, tara bole eto kene kanden vistar. Among them, there were a few most sinful people who asked, why does he cry so much? Eto kene kanden vistar. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Tati Madhe means among them. According to the Medini dictionary, Pamara Kala Nichayo, that means the word Pamar refers to the cheaters and the wretched. Sheho sab jana ebe prabhur kripai, Shei prem sangariya kandi gori jai. But now, by the Lord's mercy, even such people, the people who are saying, why does he cry so much? Even such people began to roll on the ground and cry as they remembered that display of love. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Kandi, cry, is Kande, cry. One's Kandiya and one's Kande means, yeah. One's infinitive case and the other is present indefinite. The word Gauri means rolling on the ground or falling to the ground. Shakal bhuvana ebe Shakal bhuvana ebe gaye gora chandra tatapi ho shabe nahi gaye bhuta vrinda. The entire world was now singing the glories of Gaura Chandra. Only some ghostly haunted living entities did not. All the Bhuta Vrinda, all the ghosts, they didn't. Means they're not real, they're not even humans, they're ghosts. Śrī Krishna Caitanya name bimukhe je jan, nishchoy jani hoshe papi bhutagan. Know for certain that anyone who is averse to chanting the names of Śrī Krishna Caitanya is a sinful, ghostly, haunted person. That person's a bhut. He's a ghost. Gaudiya Bhashya. Among human beings, those unfortunate people who out of envy do not display any inclination for the service of Śrī Krishna Caitanya are sinful and ghostly haunted. There is no doubt about this. When one lacks interest for achieving love for Krishna, he develops sinful propensities. As a result, that person becomes interested only in sense gratification and falls into a lower species of life. In this regard, one should refer to Chaitanya Chandramrita, verses 31 to 32. Hare Krishna Amit Dandekar Prabhu Hari Bol. Heno mate nritya rashe vaikunter nath, nachiya jayan sab bhakta gana sat. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha danced in the mellows of ecstatic love while proceeding with the devotees. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Nachiya Jayan is Sab Bhakta Gan Sat. Sorry. Another reading for that line, Nachiya Jayan Sab Bhakta Gan Sat, is Chaliya Jayan Sarva Bhakta Varga Sat. Both mean dance along the way with the devotees. Dina avasheshe Prabhu ek dhanya grame, rohilen punyavanta brahmana ashrame. At the end of the day, the Lord came to one fortunate village and stayed in the house of one pious Brahman. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Shabda Nirnay dictionary, the following statement is found. Anapiksho gunai purno dhanya ityuchate budhai. When extraordinary qualities are found in an object, it is called dhanya by those who are learned. Bhikha kori Mahaprabhu korila shayan chaturdige bediya shuila bhaktagan. After accepting his meal, Mahaprabhu went to sleep. The devotees slept around him. Prahar khane ka nisha thakite thakur sabachari polaiya gelo kotho dur. When 3 hours of the night remains, the Lord left everyone behind and went some distance away. Sheshe shabe utiya chahin bhaktagan na dekhiya Prabhu shabe koren krandan. When the devotees finally woke up and were unable to find the Lord, they began to cry. Sarvagram vichar koriya bhaktagan prantar bhumite tobe korila gaman. The devotees searched throughout the entire village, and eventually came to some vacant land outside the village. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Prantar Bhumi means a vacant plot of lands or an open pasture. Neja prem rase vaikuntera adhishvar prantare rodan kore kori uchaishwar. In that vacant plot, the Lord of Vaikuntha was loudly crying in the mellows of his own ecstasy. Nija prema rase. Krishna re Prabhu re, Are Krishna. Krishna re Prabhu re, Are Krishna mor bap. Boliya rodhan kore sarva jivanat. The Lord of all living entities shed tears as he called out, "O Krishna, O Lord, O my beloved Krishna." Gaudiya Bhashya. After staying in one fortunate village of Rāḍha-deśa, Śrī Gaurasundar went at the end of the night to a vacant plot outside the village and began to exhibit agitation and separation from Krishna. Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti, the reservoir of all pleasure. Therefore, he is the object of all rasas. Since Śrī Gaurasundar is Swayam Rup Krishna Chandra, he is able to perform pastimes in all the various rasas. Therefore, when he was in the mood of servitorship, he addressed Krishna as Prabhu. And when he was in the mood of Vatsalya ras, he addressed Krishna as Bal Gopal. In this way, he taught various grades of living entities. His crying and separation from Krishna indicated his intense desire to serve the Lord. Another reading of Are, which means oh, is Ore, which also means oh. It's like calling out, oh Krishna. Another reading of Mor, my, is Ore. Another reading of Boliya Rodan Kore Sarva Jivanat is Boli Sarva Jivanat Koren Pralap. And that means, speaking in this way, the Lord of all living entities lamented. Heno she dakhiya kande nyasi chudamani kroshiker hotta jai rodaner dwani. The crest jewel of all sannyasis cried so loudly that the sounds could be heard 2 miles away. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Kroshikir, 1 krosh, is krosh ek, 1 krosh. Okay, same thing. Kato dure thakiya shakal bhaktagan shunen prabhur ati arbhuta rodhan. From a distance, the devotees heard the Lord's wonderful crying, his astonishing crying, his arbhuta rodhan. Cholilen sabe rodaner anusare, dekhilen sabe prabhu kande uchaishware. They followed the sound of that crying and found the Lord weeping loudly. Prabhu rodane kande sarva bhaktagan, mukunda lagila tabe korite kirtan. As all the devotees began to cry with the Lord, Mukunda began to perform kirtan. Shuniya kirtan prabhu lagila nachite, anande gayen sabe, bedi chari bhite. When the Lord heard the kirtan, he began to dance, and the others all joyfully sang around him. E mate sarvapate nachiya, jayen paschima mukhe anandita hoya. In this way, the Lord continually danced the entire way while happily proceeding towards the west. Kroshchari shakale achen vakreshwar, sheisthane pirilen goranga sundar. When he came within 8 miles of Vakreshwar, Gaurasundar went in another direction. Nachiya jain prabhu paschima bhimuke purvamukha puna hoilen nija sukhe. As the Lord was dancing and proceeding towards the west, he suddenly headed back towards the east in his own happiness. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Prabhu, the Lord, is Puna again. Purvamukhe choliya jaye nritya rase ananta anande Prabhu atta atta hase. The Lord then joyfully danced towards the east and laughed wildly out of unlimited ecstasy. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Ananta, unlimited, is Antar, internal. Bahya prakashiya Prabhu nija kutuhale bolilen ami cholilaya Nīlācala. After regaining his external consciousness, the Lord enthusiastically said, I will go to Jagannath Puri. Gaudiya Bhashya. When the Lord came within 8 miles of Vakreshwar, Shiv, he changed his plan of going to Vakreshwar and expressed a desire to see the Lord of Nīlācala. So instead of going west from Katwa, he proceeded towards the east. Jagannath Prabhur hoilo agya more Nīlācale tumi chat aisho shatvare. Lord Jagannath has ordered me. You should immediately come to Nīlācala. Eto boli cholilen hoy purvamukh bhakta sab pailen parananda sukh. After speaking these words, the Lords proceeded towards the east, and all the devotees felt transcendental happiness. Tan ichati hoj se jane shabe matra, tan anugrahe jane tan kripa patra. Only the Lord knows his own will. One who has achieved his mercy can, by his mercy, also know. Ki ichai cholilen Vakreshwar prati kene ba na gela bujhe kahar shakati. Who can understand the intention that the Lord had in proceeding towards Vakreshwar and why he did not go? Eno bhuji kori prabhu Vakreshwar vyaja dhanya korilen sarva radher samaja. My understanding is that the Lord made the entire land of Rāḍha-deśa glorious on the pretext of going to Vakreshwar. Gaudiya Bhashya. With a desire to shower love of God on the Rāḍha-deśa residents' barren hearts that were devoid of loving devotional service, Mahaprabhu employed the stratum of wandering in Rāḍha-deśa. Since hard-hearted Mayavadis follow the conception of impersonalism, they can only make a show of being subordinate to Vakreshwar. Śrī Gaurasundar pretended to approve of the conceptions of such Mayavadi sannyasis by enacting the pastime of going to Vakreshwar. Later, he went to Jagannath Puri and preached the philosophy of personalism as described in Vedanta. Those Mayavadis who imagine that the absolute truth is impersonal can only pretend to worship Rudra, who is Lord Vishnu's form for destroying this temporary material world. They are misdirected by the pretension of externally taking shelter of a personal form of the absolute truth, while internally maintaining the desire for liberation. Mahaprabhu's pretentious approval of the impersonal conception maintained by the hard-hearted residents of Rāḍha-deśa and his desire to abandon it should be seen only through devotional vision. Rangamukha hoya cholila Gora Chandra Niravadi dehe nija premer ananda. As Gaurachandra headed towards the Ganga, his body was constantly filled with his own ecstatic love. Bhakti shunya sarvadesh na jane kirtan Karo mukhe nahi Krishna nama ucharan. All those places were devoid of devotional service. They were bhakti shunya, sarvadesh. No one knew anything about kirtan, and no one ever uttered the name of Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. Being conditioned by matter, people averse to Krishna totally forget his service. Therefore, rather than engage in glorifying Krishna, they pass their days discussing worldly topics. Since they reject Hari Kirtan, they become engrossed in sense gratification and are thus unable to utter the name of Krishna. The absence of topics related to Krishna in a desert devoid of devotional service results in the absence of the flood of ecstatic love. Prabhu bole heno deshe, ailaya kene, Krishna heno namakaro, nashuni badane. The Lord said, "Why did I come to a place where no one utters the name of Krishna? Kene heno deshe mui korilu payan, narakimu deho mui charo e pran." Why did I come to such a place? I will not keep this body any longer. I will give up this life. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word payan means exit or departure. When Sri Gaurasundar went to a place where there is no discussion on topics of Krishna, a place that by visiting one needs to undergo atonement, he resolved to give up his life. Henoi shomoy dhenu rakhe shishugan, tar made sukriti achaye ekajan, hari dwani korite lagila achambita, shuniya hoila Prabhu, ati harashita. At that time, one pious child among a group of cowherd boys suddenly began to chant the name of Hari. When the Lord heard that, he became greatly pleased. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Dhenu Rakhe means protector of the cows, maintainer of the cows, or a cowherd. Another reading for Dhenu, cow, is Goru, which also means cow. Hari bol vakya prabhu shuni shishu mukhe, vichar korite lagilen mahasukhe. When the Lord heard the sound of Hari bol from the mouth of that child, he began to happily contemplate. Din dui chari jata dekhilaya gram, kahara mukhete nashu nilu harinam. In all the villages that I have passed through in the last 2 to 4 days, I have not heard anyone vibrate the name of Hari. Gaudiya Bhashya. Other readings for Dina Dui Chari, 2 or 4 more days, are Dui Tina Chari, 3 or 4 days, and Tin Din Dhori, the past 3 days. Achambite shishumukhe shuni haridwani, ki hetu ihar shabe koho dekhi shuni. So Mahaprabhu said, in all the villages that I've passed through in the last 2 to 4 days, I have not heard anyone vibrate the name of Hari. Now I am suddenly hearing a child chant the name of Hari. What is the reason for this? Ki hetu ihar shabe koho dekhi shuni. Gaudiya Bhashya. When Sri Gaurasundar suddenly heard the name of Hari from the mouth of some cowherd boys, he became anxious to know who those children were. Wherever the Ganga flows, one will find preaching of devotional service to Hari. Therefore, this is the glory of the Ganga. Prabhu bole Ganga koto dur eta hoite, shobe bolilen eka praharer pathe. The Lord asked, "How far is the Ganga from here?" The children replied, "It is about 3 or 4 hours from here." Prabhu bole, "E mahima kebal Gangar, ataiva eta Hari namer prachar." The Lord said, "This is the glory of the Ganga. By her influence, one hears the holy names chanted here." Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for prachar, propagation is sanchar, appearance. Gangar batasa asiya lage etha, ataeva shunilaya hari guna gatha. Mahaprabhu said, breezes coming from the Ganga blow here. Therefore, I heard glorification of Hari's transcendental qualities. The influence of the touch of Ganga's breeze. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Asya Lage, blow here, is Kiba Lagiache. Kiba Lagiache. How nice it feels. The water of the Ganga are directly the waters of the Ganga are directly the nectar emanating from Sri Hari's lotus feet. Any person who is touched by the air flowing over those waters of the Ganga is qualified to perform Hari Kirtan. Until one is fixed in Krishna consciousness, his thirst for material enjoyment is not destroyed, and he does not develop a taste for the glorification of Lord Krishna. Gangar Mahima Vyakhya Korite Thakur, Ganga Prati Anurag Barilo Prachur. As the Lord glorified the Ganga, his attachment increased multifold. Prabhu bole aji ami sarvata Gangai, marjan koribo eto boli choli jai. The Lord said, today I will certainly bathe in the Ganga. Saying this, he started off. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word sarvata means certainly. Matta Singha prai choli len gor Singha, pache dai len shabo charaner bringa. The lion like Goranga walked like a maddened lion, and the bee-like servants of his lotus feet followed behind. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Matta Singha is Matta Gaja, maddened elephant. Ganga Darashanaveshe Prabhur Gaman Nagali na pai keho jatta bhaktagan. Anxious to see the Ganga, the Lord walked so quickly that the devotees were unable to keep up with him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Nagali means to come near or to contact. Save eka nityananda singhachari shange sandhya kale Ganga tire ailen range. Taking only the lion-like Nityananda with him, that Lord joyfully arrived at the bank of the Ganga that evening. Nityananda shange kori Gangai majan, Ganga Ganga boli pahu korilas tavan. The Lord took bath in the Ganga with Nityananda and repeatedly recited the name of Ganga in the course of offering many prayers. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading for Bahu, many, is Prabhu, the Lord. And another reading for Stavan, prayers, is Krandan, crying. Purna kori korilen Ganga jal pan, Puna puna stuti kori koren pranam. The Lord drank the water of the Ganga to his full satisfaction, and after repeatedly reciting prayers, he offered obeisances. Prem ras swarup tomar divya jal shiv. Prem ras swarupa tomar divya jal. Shiva she tomar tattva janen shakal. Your divine water is a manifestation of the mellows of ecstatic love, of Prem Ras Surup. Your glories are known to Lord Shiva. Gaudiya Bhashya. Since the water of the Ganga is liquid, directly related to Krishna, it is the manifestation of Krishna Prem Ras, the mellows of ecstatic love for Krishna. Sorry guys, I'm starting to get a bit sleepy, but we're almost at the end. Rudra, the servant of the Supreme Lord, holds this Prem Ras on his own head. Ganga is a manifestation of Krishna Prem Ras, and Rudra holds that Prem Ras on his own head. Sakrit tomar naam korile shravan, tar Vishnu bhakti hoy ki puna bhakshan. One attains devotional service to Vishnu simply by hearing your name, even once. And what to speak of drinking your water? Gaudiya Bhashya. There is no doubt that by drinking the water of the Ganga, one attains supreme auspiciousness. Simply by hearing the name Ganga, just by hearing the name Ganga even once, a living entity's propensity for serving the Supreme Lord is awakened. By the mercy of the Ganga, a living entity becomes qualified to chant the name of Lord Krishna. Oh, these are nice verses, huh? Well, next time any of us goes to the Ganga, we can recite these. Sakrit Tomar Nam Korile Shravan. Huh? Okay. One attains devotional service to Vishnu simply by hearing your name even once. And what to speak of drinking your water? Just by hearing your name, one attains Vishnu Bhakti. Tomar prasadeshe Śrī Krishna heno nam spuraye jiver mukhe ite nahi ano. By your mercy, a living entity becomes qualified to chant the name of Krishna. There is no doubt about this. Kita pakhi kukur shrigal jodi hoy, tathapi tomar jodi nikote boshoy, tathapi tahar joto bhagyer mahima, anyatrer kotishwar nahi tar sama. The good fortune of a wealthy person who lives elsewhere cannot be equated with the good fortune of insects, birds, dogs, or jackals that reside near you. Even the jackals, birds, dogs, insects, they are much more fortunate than a rich person who is not living near the Ganga. Gaudiya Bhashya. Wild animals, birds, insects, and moths who live on the bank of the Ganga are fortunate. Residents of a place where the Ganga does not flow are not as fortunate, even if they are wealthy. Another reading for Mahima, glories, is Upama, comparison. And another reading for Soma, equal, is Sima, limit. Okay, I think this is the last verse. Now we're reading up to verse 121. Okay, two more verses. This one and the next one. Patita tarite she tomar avatar, tomar samana tumi, vai nahi ar. You have incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. There is no one equal to you. E matastuti kore Śrī Gaur Sundar, shuniya Janavi Devi lajita antar. When Śrī Gaur Sundar offered prayers in this way, Janavi Devi felt embarrassed. She felt embarrassed. Her Prabhu is offering prayers to her. Okay, so this commentary, this is the last verse. This commentary is a bit long. I'm not sure, maybe we should just read it tomorrow. Oh my God, it's very long. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe we'll read this tomorrow. Yeah, because I don't want to go over time. So, Kishore said, Srila Gurudeva said to never address Tulsi Devi, Yamuna Devi, and Srimati Radhika as mother. My question is, what about Ganga Devi? I think you can refer to, like, even with that point, to not refer Tulsi Devi, Yamuna Devi, and Srimati Radhika as mother. That is yeah, because we ultimately don't want that relationship with, like, we want to yeah, that's not our aim. But we also read in one of our readings that it's not wrong to call Srimati Radhika as mother and like that. And for right, I remember reading that in one of our, maybe it was Gaudiya Bhashya, or maybe it was one of Srila Prabhupada's purports. But like it's depending on the level of um, you know, God, I'll have to find that purport. But yeah, but that's not actually the mood that we're aspiring to cultivate. So, but yeah, I think for Ganga Devi it'd be the same thing. We wouldn't say Ganga Mai, but that's like like we sing the Ganga Stotram, and that's in our songbook, and that says all over it says Matara Gange and like that. And so I think it's, like we're not aspiring to worship Lakshmi Narayan, but doesn't mean that we can't say Lakshmi Narayan and like, but we, you know what I mean? Or we can't, if we see, Vigraha, and like we shouldn't offer pranam to Lakshmi Narayan because that's not what we're aspiring. Like, sorry, I'm really tired right now, so I can't think clearly. But yeah, that wasn't a good answer, but sorry. Okay, so we'll end here, and yeah, see you all tomorrow. I'll do a quick Maha Mantra, and then yeah, and sorry guys, today I was really tired. I stayed up pretty late last night working on some urgent projects. So okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari. Jaya Ganga Devi, Jaya Ganga Devi, Ganga Devi, Jaya Ganga Devi, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Gora Hari, Sachinandan, Jai Gora Hari, Jai Swapashara, Jai Gora Hari, Swapashara, Jai Gora Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashita Rashita Shmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashita Rashita Shmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashita Rashita Shmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Shad Gosai Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari, Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai, Nama Chai Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Sarva Abhrishta Pradakta Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai the Gaudiya Bhāshya of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Ganga Devi ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya ki Jai. Shri Hari Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Vundai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashcha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. Tomorrow is going to be our next reading for our Raise the Harmonist Ishta Goshti group. We are going to be reading an article by Srila Bhakti Brigand Keshav Goswami Maharaj called Thakur Satchid Ananda Bhakti Vinod. It's a very technical article, but very similar to the article that we read last time on Krishna Panchami. So yeah, every Krishna Akadashi, we will read an article by Srila Bhakti Brigand Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Sannyas Guru, and very dear, intimate friend. So I hope everybody can join for that. And I sent it out at 7 o'clock this morning. The article, I laid it out, and I also made an EPUB version so that you could read it on a Kindle, or you could read it nicely on your phone and be able to change the text size and all that. So I sent that out on the Raise of the Harmonist Ishta Goshti group mailing list. And if you haven't done so already, you can go to raiseoftheharmonist.com and enter in your email there, and you will get once a week, 4 times a month, you'll get the ebook that I make, as well as the article that we will read 24 hours before our reading, so that you have time to read it on your own if you like, and then we'll discuss it after the reading. All right, thank you so much for joining. Dandavat Pranams Niri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu, Champak Mataji, and let's see here on YouTube and Facebook, Ganga Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Raseshwari Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Raspriya Didi, Sudevi Didi, Paramahansa Prabhu, Rukmini Didi, Vidyalala Sadidi, Nanda Patni Mataji, Amit Dandekar, Kishore Prabhu, and who else? So many devotees. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow to read that Raise of the Harmonist article. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Wonderful. Jai.
Thank you, Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining, and see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna.